Hello, everyone. My name is Sheena, and welcome to House of Rhythm. Today is Tuesday, and we will be doing a power flow class today. I hope everyone is doing pretty good and ready to build up our fire within these 45 minutes. With the power flow class, it is uh, anyone can try it, but I recommend that you have a little bit of experience with yoga, maybe level one, level two, and just kind of challenge yourself within the class. Typically, for me with the power class, I try to go a little bit faster so we can build that fire and then also work on some asanas that's going to build your strength and flexibility. So before we start the class, I always like to let us become aware of ourselves, our breathing, what's going on inside. So let's go ahead and close our eyes and find yourself in a super comfortable seated position, whether it's lotus or maybe you're like me sitting on your shins. Let's go ahead and close our eyes and relax our face, relaxing our jaws and our mouth, our lips. If the tongue is at the roof of your mouth, you can leave it there or just let it kind of float freely in your mouth, dropping the shoulders, letting them go down and back. And with your arms, just allowing them to uh, just lay and the hands to either place on your knee or on your thigh. So once you've kind of relaxed yourself and are pretty aware, let's go ahead and do a scan of the body. So we're going to start at the crown of our head and then go ahead and work our way all the way down until we reach the tips of our toes. Once you've reached the tips of your toes, we're going to reverse that awareness and bring it all the way back up. Once you reach the crown of your head, we're going to take a deep inhale with emphasis on the belly, taking that deep inhale, imagining our lungs filling up with air. Once you reach the top, hold for a few seconds and then exhale through the mouth. And we'll do that a few more times. So inhale through the nose. On your next inhale through the nose, after you've held it at the top, we're going to exhale through the nose. And we'll do this a few more times. A few things to note with the exhalation. Whenever you're exhaling through the nose, try to make that exhale a little bit longer than the actual inhale because at that point you're releasing a lot of toxins that are in the lungs at the very bottom. And it's also just helping to strengthen the breath throughout the practice. There's a term, Uwaji breath, as well in yoga, And that is a conditioning of breathing that will help you get through your practice. When you exhale through the nose, it's building fire. And when you exhale through the mouth, it's cooling the body off. So with the Uaji breath, it's really important that you just become aware of that breathing. So when you inhale through the nose, not only imagining the lungs fill up, but you're also feeling that air, that breath coming through the nose, through the nostrils, feeling it in the back of the throat. When you exhale, feeling all of that, the breath, the air coming out of the body, just becoming extremely aware of it. And then it also creates a kind of ocean sound, ocean wave kind of sound that you can hear as you practice. So that's also very calming as well. So breathing in yoga very important, and obviously, and even with power yoga, when you're moving super fast, and sometimes you're not able to keep every breath with every movement. If you go back to that rhythmic breathing, it will help you and pace you through the practice. So what we're going to do is go ahead and start with a little bit of movement just to kind of get warmed up. So let's go ahead and find our way onto our back. Once we're on our back, we're going to bring our knees into our chest and give ourselves a big hug. And then we're going to do a couple rocks going front and backward, rolling along the length of our backs. And we'll do this about maybe 5 times. And then once we are done, we're going to meet in tabletop position. So whenever you're ready, let's go. Crossing the ankles or feet over, palms to the mat, knees come down. We're going to be in tabletop position here. So let's go ahead and do a kind of a deep in child's pose. So bringing the knees to the outer edges of the mat, big toes to touch. We're going to send the hips all the way back to the tops of our heels, and then extend our arms out, palms to the mat, forehead comes down to the mat. And here, very active, we're reaching, stretching those arms out. So we're gaining length in the spine here. And here you can go ahead and move the head to the left or the right. And then let's go ahead and bring our fingertips, lifting our hands up, coming onto our fingertips. So, kind of almost looking like we're clawing the mat here, just to kind of deepen that stretch. And go ahead and release. On your next inhale, we're going to walk our fingertips over to the right. So, a nice deep side stretch. You should feel it on the left side of your body. So, inhale, exhale, and then go to your right. Again, keeping your hips, if possible, glued to your heels. Inhale back to center. Exhale, walk the hands over to the left side, stretch. And if you want to deepen this stretch, go ahead and take that right hand and grab a hold of the left wrist. Inhale back to center. Exhale, we're going to walk over to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, walk over to the left. Inhale back to center. And this time we're going to come all the way up, but we're going to actually roll forward to a low or high cobra pose. So go ahead, place the hands on the mat, and then leaning forward, kind of rolling. You can bring the knees together a little bit closer if you need to. We're going to straighten the arms or bend them, however, if you want to do a low or high, bringing the hips and waist down to the mat, opening up the chest, rolling the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, go ahead and push those hips all the way back. So let's go ahead and do this a couple times or a few times, however you feel, just to kind of warm up at your own pace. Inhale to roll forward, bending the elbows if you need to. Exhale, going back. And then whenever you're ready, we're gonna go ahead and meet in tabletop. So here, just making sure that we have the shoulders stacked over the wrists, the knees are hip width distance apart. And here we'll go ahead and do a couple cat cow. So you can exhale and push the spine all the way up to the ceiling for cat, arms straight. Exhale, dropping the belly, lifting the tail. The head is the last to lift. Inhale, sending the spine all the way back up, bringing the belly in. Exhale, drop in the belly. And you can continue to do this. Or if you want to add more organic movement, which could mean maybe you're rocking the hips to the left or the right. Maybe you're sending the hips all the way back in circles. And if you do that, just make sure you reverse your circle. Also, I like to take the time to stretch out my wrists. So you can do that by turning your fingertips toward the outer edges of the mat and then also rotating it toward the body. And for me, I like to go ahead and try to sit. So keeping the arms straight, back straight, neck straight, bringing the hips all the way back toward the heels, stretching out the wrist. I also like to go ahead and flip the hand onto the back side and also stretch the wrist from that direction. And on our Mondays class, I shared another wrist stretching technique where you just actually would sit, extend the arms all the way up, and then flexing fists really fast here, just for a moment. And then whenever you're ready, we're gonna meet back into tabletop position. And then we're gonna come all the way down onto our forearms just to do a little bit of core here. So it's curling the toes under, we're gonna push ourselves up into a low plank. And then we're going to bend the right knee and bring it to the right elbow, send it back. Bending the right knee, bringing it to the left elbow, send it back. And then we're going to add a little bit more to it. So bringing the right knee to the right elbow, left armpit, and then send it back. So now we're going to do it with the left knee. So bringing the left knee to the left elbow, sending it over to the right elbow, and then back. And then adding a little movement here. Left knee to left elbow, right armpit, and back. So we'll do that for on each side one more time. So bringing the right knee, right elbow, send it back. Right knee, right elbow, left pit, right pit, and back. All right. Left knee to left elbow, right elbow, and back. Left knee to left elbow, right pit, left pit, and back. So let's go ahead and bring the knees back down to the mat and gently push ourselves up back to tabletop position. We're gonna go ahead and curl the knees under, sending the hips back to the heels, and then slowly push ourselves up to our first downward dog. So making sure the arms are straight, palms are flat to the mat, fingers are spread apart, belly button drawn in, hips high, and the heels reaching down toward the mat. Let's go ahead, inhale, bend both knees, look at your thumbs, hop, walk, or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. So we need straight legs here, almost as if you're leaning forward, almost like you're about to fall. Fingertips to the mat, Back straight, neck is also straight. Again, drawing the belly in, and then exhale, fold. So when you fold here, you can bend the knees if you're not yet that warmed up, or you can straighten the legs and then bringing the belly in and chest to thigh. Crown of the head should be pointing toward the floor. Inhale, let's go ahead and release, and then slowly coming all the way up to mountain pose. This is a very active pose here. All four corners of the feet should be glued to the mat. Your arms can have an internal twist, creating length, reaching towards the ceiling, drawing the belly in, and the pelvic down toward the floor. So here we're gonna exhale and drop that right arm to our right thigh. And with our left fingers, we're gonna lift that all the way up and over for a nice side stretch here. Keeping the hips squared, you're gonna make sure you push that left hip all the way out. Inhale back to center. Exhale, the left palm comes to the left thigh. Right fingertips go all the way up. You can take the gaze to the hand as well. And then the right arm is gonna come up and over, sending that right hip all the way out. You should feel a nice stretch along the right side of your body. Inhale back to center, and we'll do that one more time on each side. Inhale back to center. Exhale, side stretch. The gaze can go up towards your hands. Inhale back to center. And then we're going to do a slight back bend here. So opening up the chest and holding everything tight here in the thighs, the midsection. Exhale, fold. And let's go ahead and interlace the hands behind us, opening up the chest. Exhale. Let's go ahead and bring the palms down to the mat. Right foot goes back, left foot goes back. So we're in a high plank here. And let's just go ahead and hold this high plank for a moment. Just becoming aware of all parts of our bodies, making sure our arms are straight, shoulders are away from the ears, legs are straight. We're drawing the belly in. So the next movements we have here are all part of chaturanga. So when you hear me say chaturanga, we'll start in a high plank, and then we're gonna bend our elbows, squeezing them into the body, bringing them to a low plank. Up dog. So we're bringing the tops of our feet to the mat, opening up the chest, shoulders roll away from the ears, arms are straight. And then we push ourselves back to downward dog. So we're gonna speed this up a little bit and go through sun A. So let's go ahead, bend both knees, look at the thumbs, hop, walk, or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Dropping the right arm, left arm goes all the way up and over. Inhale back to center. Exhale, left arm comes down, side stretch. Inhale back to center. Exhale, we'll do a back bend. And then release, moving forward to a forward fold, interlacing the arms behind us. Exhale, bring the palms down to the mat and chaturanga. As soon as we get back to downward dog, we're bending both knees, looking at our thumbs, hopping, walking, or jumping to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, right palm comes down, left hand goes all the way up and over. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, left arm goes down, right arm up and over. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, back bend. Let's go ahead and release, forward fold. Interlace the fingers behind you, bringing the chest to the thigh. Bend the knees if you need to. Exhale, palms come to the mat in chaturanga. As soon as you get to your downward dog, we're gonna roll forward. And let's do a little bit of movement here. So bend the knees, send the hips back, come back to your downward dog, and we're gonna roll forward with our upper back to a high plank, and then bend the knees, send the hips back, come back up to your downward dog, but you're gonna push off of your heels, roll forward through the upper back, high plank, bend the knees, and continue this movement for a moment. And then we'll meet in downward dog. So bending both knees, we're gonna hop, walk, and jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. But this time, we're gonna bring both of those big toes together, knees together, and drop it all the way to chair pose. So here, your pelvic area should be pointing down and forward. Arms high, internal rotation of those arms, and your gaze should be right in front of you. Also, chest opening up as well. That's what makes this such a challenging pose. Exhale, fold. Let's go ahead and bring the chest to the thigh, and palms come down to the mat. Chaturanga. All right, let's go ahead and lift that right leg all the way up. Walking the hands back, we're gonna do a standing split. So here you can bring that left hand to the left ankle if you need to. Use that right hand as a kickstand. Bringing the chest to the thigh, crown of the head to the floor. Here, if you like, you can kick up into a handstand or stay in your standing splits. If you're kicking up into handstand, make sure your arms are straight and sturdy, and try to keep the hips squared as you go up. If you're in standing splits, let's go ahead and walk the hands all the way out to a three-legged dog. And then we're gonna roll forward, bending that right knee, bringing the right foot just outside of the right hand, bringing the left foot flat to the mat, and we come up to warrior one. So warrior one, in order to really get the full benefit of this pose, the right knee needs to be pointing toward that right pinky toe. Hips should be squared toward the front of the mat. The left foot should be at a 90-degree angle, flat to the mat, and arms extended with an internal twist to straighten the arms as much as you can and reach toward the ceiling, creating length in the body. So here, let's go ahead and bend our elbows, go post our arms, open up the chest and lean back, keeping that bend in the right knee. Exhale, we're gonna lean forward, and this time, extend the arms out in front of you and just lean over that right thigh, using your core to keep you up. Inhale, come all the way back up to warrior one. Exhale, palms come down to the mat, right foot goes back, and chaturanga. As soon as we come back, left foot goes all the way up. We're gonna walk those hands all the way to the right ankle, grabbing a hold of the ankle with the right hand if we need to, chest to thigh, or we can kick up into handstand here. If you're in standing splits, let's go ahead and walk the hands back out to a three-legged dog, rolling forward, bending that left knee, maybe bringing it into the chest so we can get it forward. Dropping that left foot by the left hand, right foot goes flat, We come all the way up to warrior one. Adjusting the feet, adjusting the hips, squaring the hips. We're gonna bend the elbows, open up the chest, and lean back. Exhale, we're gonna go ahead and lean forward, extending the arms in front of us, leaning over that left thigh, using the core to keep us up, drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, come all the way back up to warrior two. Exhale, palms come down to the mat, left foot goes back, and chaturanga. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and work on our hips a little bit here. So let's go ahead and extend that right leg all the way up, walking our hands all the way back to a standing split. And then releasing, walking forward to a three-legged dog. We're gonna go ahead and roll forward and then squaring the hips to the mat, drawing the knee all the way into the chest. And then go ahead and bring that right foot forward in between your hands. Go ahead and drop the left knee to the mat. And then we're gonna roll onto the right side of our right foot and into the left side of our left foot, which will actually push that left leg off the mat. So go ahead and twist. And you can extend the right fingertips all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, release. So coming back to the flats of our feet or to the on our toes on that left foot. And then we're going to go ahead and roll back onto the right side of that right foot and then point our fingertips toward that right foot. So we're coming down to a lizard pose here. So kind of rolling forward and folding over that right leg. All right, gently come back up. And then we're going to bring that right foot flat, dropping the left knee back down to the mat. And then we're going to bring our forearms all the way down to the mat. So if you want to maybe extend this a little bit more, you can bring the left knee off of the mat and squeeze that right knee into the right side of the body. If you want to move a little bit deeper into this, you can drop the left knee back down to the mat, moving the left forearm a little bit over, more centering toward the body. Go ahead and reaching back with that left hand. You're going to draw that left foot into the body and grab a hold of the left foot with the right hand. And then inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist, twisting toward the right side of the body. And so you should feel a really nice stretch um, on your left quad. All right, let's go ahead and gently release. Coming all the way up, we're going to go ahead and heel toe that right foot all the way over to our left hand. And then dropping the shin all the way down to the mat. So we're in a pigeon pose here. So you can stay in this position if you like. Sometimes you can grab a hold of the each side of the mat, open up the chest and kind of lean back here, or folding forward over that left leg and extending the arms all the way out. If you want to deepen this pose, there is a little twist that I like to do. So what you'll do is kind of almost threading the needle, bringing that left arm underneath the right. where the shoulder comes all the way down, the left ear comes down to the mat, and then you'll bring that right arm all the way over to the left side of the body. And if you can grab your toes, even better. All right, let's go ahead and push ourselves up out from this pigeon pose. And then we're gonna curl the left toes under and go ahead and send that right leg all the way back to a three-legged dog. And come up, you can come up on your toes here just to kind of deepen that stretch. And then we'll bring the right foot down to meet the left. As soon as we do that, let's go ahead and lift the left leg all the way up, walking the hands all the way back to a standing split. And then walking the hands forward to a three-legged dog, rolling forward, bringing that left foot between the hands, and then rolling over into the left side of that left foot and the right side of the right foot, pushing that left knee away or extending the left fingertips to the ceiling, opening all the way up. Exhale. Let's go ahead and bring the left palm down, coming back to that low lunge. And here you can move the left foot a little bit over toward the left hand. Either keep the right leg off of the mat or drop the right knee. And then we're going to come down into our forearms, squeezing the left knee into the left shoulder. You can also do a little bit of movement here too. And again, if you want to take it a little bit deeper, dropping that right knee, bringing the right forearm a little bit closer into the center of the body, twisting to the left, bringing the right foot into the body, and then grabbing a hold of it with the left fingers. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist. And let's go ahead and release, pushing ourselves up, and then heel toeing the foot, the left foot all the way to that right wrist. And I know I skipped lizard on this side. Um, so we can stay here in pigeon pose, or you can go ahead and fold forward, extending the arms all the way out. Again, if you want to take that extension, you can thread your right arm underneath the left shoulder or left armpit, coming onto the right ear, and then reaching back and grabbing a hold of the left toes. So it's kind of like a bind here. All right, we're gonna go ahead and come out of that, curling those right toes under, and then pushing ourselves through the palms, lifting our hips all the way up to a three-legged dog, coming up onto our right toes, deepening that stretch, and then releasing that left foot to come meet the right. As soon as we're into our downward dog, let's go ahead and find ourselves in a seated position, however you want to get there. And if you have a block at home or maybe some books or um, anything that has a little bit of height to it, that'll definitely help with this next, what we're going to do next. So we're going to continue working on the hips, the inner thighs. So let's go ahead and find ourselves in a good open leg seated position. My mat keeps doing weird stuff. So once you're in that a good position, as far as your legs can go, you can get a block and set it in front of you, because what we're going to do is we're going to fold over and try to have that forehead touch the block. So you can do it different levels here, maybe bring it lower or having it at none at all, but we can go at different levels. So extending the arms all the way up first. We're going to exhale and fold, bringing the forehead to the block. Inhale, come all the way back up. Maybe change the height of the block, lifting the arms all the way back up. Exhale, folding over, bringing the forehead down to the block. Inhale, come all the way back up. And then maybe removing the block. Inhale, arms go all the way up. Exhale, folding forward, bringing the forehead down to the floor as far as you can go. Arms still extended, maybe pulling you forward. Exhale, go ahead and release. So we'll do that one more time. Inhale, arms go all the way up. Exhale, folding forward, forehead to the block. Inhale, come all the way back up, changing the height of the block. Arms go all the way up. Exhale, fold over. Inhale, come all the way up, removing the block, and then trying to fold all the way down, forehead to the mat or floor. So exhale. And come all the way back up. You can go ahead and place the block over to the side. And then let's go ahead and curl or fold that, bring the left foot and the right foot into the left leg. And then let's go ahead and just fold over the left leg. If you like, you can take this a little bit deeper by grabbing hold of your left foot with the right hand and maybe just twisting, opening up the chest to the right. Left elbow can come to the floor. Exhale, let's go ahead and release. Extending the right leg back out. We're going to bring the left leg in. So the left foot to the inner right thigh. Again, arms can go all the way up. Exhale and fold over that right leg. And then again, to maybe deepen this a little bit, opening up, extending the left arm up and over, grabbing a hold of that right foot, opening up the chest, bringing the right elbow to the mat or the inside of your thigh, kind of like another side stretch here. Exhale and release. So, because we've worked on a little bit of side stretches today and some of our inner thigh and our hips, I wanted to see if maybe we can try a floating split here. So, in order to do that, we will meet in downward dog. And actually, I'll do it this way. And then we will go ahead and lift my apologies, I'm going to actually turn around this way. No, it's this way. I'm going to go ahead and lift that left leg up, rolling forward, bringing it to a low lunge. So once I'm here in this low lunge, I'm going to go ahead and rotate that right foot flat to the mat, and then go ahead and bring my left knee over my left shoulder here. And then kind of walking that left foot forward a little bit. Taking my right arm, I'm going to go ahead and first come up onto my toes on that left foot, then grab a hold of the left foot, making sure my right leg is straight and I'm squeezing, keeping things tight here. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of lean back a little bit, lifting that left leg and then extending it out, pushing the left leg against that right arm, opening up the chest, and then eventually taking my gaze all the way up. And whenever I'm ready, I'm gonna slowly come down, bringing the left foot flat, bringing that left shoulder from under the left knee, and then coming back to a low lunge. If you want to, if it's in your practice, and because you may have opened up the hips a little bit, you can go into a split here. So dropping the right knee toward the mat, and then go ahead and extend the left leg out. And then whenever you're ready, we can go ahead and come out of that split. And if you want to try it on the other side, we can do that as well. So let's go ahead and come back into that downward dog. Extending the right leg all the way up. We're gonna roll forward and bring the right foot down to a low lunge. Now dropping that left foot flat to the mat. We're gonna go ahead and bring our right arm in front of that right leg, but then go ahead and nestle that right knee onto the right shoulder or the back of the knee. So walking the right foot toward the front of the body, making sure that that right hand is firmly placed on the mat. We're gonna come to our tippy toes on that right foot, taking the left hand, grabbing hold of that left foot, leaning back, and then extending the right leg. Oh, not too strong on this side of my body. Try that one more time. And then go ahead and release gently. Again, if you want to come to your low lunge and just stay there, you can, or you can extend this out into a split. And then whenever you're ready, we can come out. And then let's go ahead and just meet on our backs, bringing the knees into the chest, giving ourselves a big hug, opening up the arms into a letter T. We're gonna go ahead and drop the right knees over to the right side of the body, making sure the shoulders are still making contact with the mat. Inhale back to center. Exhale, bring the left knees all the way over to the left. Inhale back to center. And let's go ahead and rock ourselves up into a comfortable seated position. So again, this can be a lotus sitting position, or maybe on your shins. Maybe it's even sitting on a block. Sometimes that feels really good to me. So once you're in your comfortable seated position, let's go ahead and take a deep inhale through the nose and draw the shoulders all the way up to the ears. And exhale through the mouth, releasing the shoulders. Inhale, draw the shoulders all the way up to the ears. Exhale, one more time. all the way up to the ears. Inhale. Exhale. Go ahead and bring the arms all the way up, palms to touch. And then let's go ahead and bring the palms to our third eye between our eyebrows. Thank you for making time for yourself today to show up on the mat and just to become aware of yourself, what's going on inside of you. Maybe you noticed something a little different from the beginning of practice. Maybe you can carry this energy with you throughout the rest of your day. Let's go ahead and bring the palms to heart center. And the light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining in today. Don't be afraid to check out our website and Instagram for other classes that we do offer throughout the week. And have a great day.